Hey guys, welcome to day one of ContemporaryAthon. It is, if you guys can't tell, it's already dark out. I am getting a very late start to this vlog, but I did work this morning, so that's just kind of how it's gonna go down for most of this week. Most of my updates will be at the end of the day because that's when I'll have something that I will actually be able to talk to you about. But as a quick update, as of right now, the first thing that I've started is Letters to the Lost because I'm doing this as part of a buddy read with my friend Becca, and I have it broken down into all of these sections that I plan on reading, and I have already read today's section, which means I am like 80-ish pages in. I'm 10 chapters in. I'm digging it so far. It's gonna be hard to stick to the reading schedule, but I have a feeling I'm gonna love this. This is about a girl who, her mom passed away recently and she's not dealing with it too well, so she writes letters to her mom and leaves them on her grave. And then it follows a guy who is doing community service at the cemetery that she is visiting and finds the letters on her mom's graves and starts to reply to them. So I actually really like the formatting because each chapter starts with the reply. So you're reading the letter that one of them is writing back and forth, and then it switches perspective of who is receiving the letter at that time. So each chapter goes back and forth. I'm digging the format. Like, it's not confusing at all, even though that sounded very confusing. Either way, I'm real into that. So that is all the update that I have for day one, but I'm so excited to get into this. I think everybody's daily vlogging, and they're all like my friends that I adore watching, so it's gonna be a struggle keeping up with watching everybody's daily vlogs and vlogging and reading myself. But that's where I'm gonna leave you for day one. I hope you guys are excited, and I will check in soonish. It's snowing today. That's a fun fact, by the way. So I'm gonna go shovel the driveway, because that's what adulting means. Okay, I will check in tomorrow. You are so lazy. Hey guys, welcome to day two of ContemporaryAthon. We got a bare face because it's my day off, which means I'm not getting dressed. I'm literally wearing a sweatshirt and leggings. This is my day off outfit. Also, I scratched myself in the face. Do you ever do something so stupid where like you can only be mad at yourself, but you're enraged in the moment? I literally like scratched myself with my own fingernail. How? I feel like our bodies shouldn't allow us to injure ourselves. Like, I feel like there should be a defense mechanism against self-injury. I don't know. Anyway, ignore that. I'll put makeup on at some point for later in the vlog so you don't have to look at my idiot face. Also, my tea kettle is whistling. Hold on. Okay, while that is steeping over there, did you like that nice aesthetic thing there? It's like I'm a real vlogger, I know. But I wanted to give you an update on what I have been reading for ContemporaryAthon. So, first book completed is Heartstopper. Oh gosh, my books are falling over. By Alice Oseman. This is just a very quick graphic novel. Like, there's honestly not that much text. It's mostly just adorable drawings. Oh gosh. I'm doing great at this vlogging thing. Okay, so this is my first book completed. This is technically for the non-traditional format challenge and technically like picture on the spine because we have Charlie's face or back of the head, I guess, on the spine. This was the most precious cinnamon roll of a story I have ever read. I grinned like an idiot the entire time I was reading it. My heart couldn't handle how adorable this was. Like, this was 5 stars all the way. So what a way to kick off the readathon, because this book has my heart. And also it just kind of abruptly ended because this is only volume 1. This only goes so far with her webcomic, and I can continue to read the rest of it on her Tumblr, which I think I'm gonna do because I am so addicted to these two now. Oh my god, this is the most precious romance ever. Like, I stupidly smiled the entire time I was reading it. It's so adorable. So, book 1 is complete. I have read section 2 of Letters to the Lost today, and I'm sorry, Becca, if you're watching this because that's who I'm buddy reading this with. I think I'm gonna keep going because right where we stopped is right when things get interesting with this story. So I think I'm just gonna keep going with it and read ahead. I'm sorry, Becca, in advance, but I don't think I can stop at this point, and I have a feeling I'm gonna binge through the rest of this tonight, but I am 22 chapters into this, so I am almost to the halfway point. I'm adoring it. I have a feeling it's gonna break my heart, but I'm gonna enjoy it the whole time. It's gonna be a very abusive relationship. So I'm evening that out by reading Famous in a Small Town. I took the dust jacket off of this, and can you guys see? It has little like confetti speckles in the white cover. This book is precious. Everything about her books are adorable, but I did not get very far. Also, how cute are these bookmarks? They're called sprouts. It looks like a little seedling is growing out of my book. Okay, that's like gardening nerd me coming out, but I am 5 chapters into this. It's Emma Mills. I'm gonna read it in one sitting. So if I can resist reading ahead in Letters to the Lost tonight, I'm probably gonna read this. But that leaves me open to figure out what to do as far as audiobooks go, because I'm actually not listening to an audiobook right now. I know, gasp, that's weird for me. I generally have at least one going at all times. So I need to go through and see if I can find any of my books as audiobooks, if they're available on any of the apps that I use. So I think I'm gonna do that. And I will check back in with you guys possibly later tonight if I actually make significant progress, because it's still light out. In fact, as you guys saw in the earlier clip here, let me show you. This is how close my kitchen is. I'm sitting like in my kitchen to my barn. Are you ready for this? Boom. The barn is right there. Can you guys even see that? Yep. So it's literally out my back window. But it is disgusting out. Like, it has just been icing all day. Like, it's not even freezing rain. It's literally just ice raining on top of ice. It's miserable. I went outside to feed the kids out in the barn, and it was disgusting. I opened the door and they all just stood in the doorway and yelled at the sky. And I was like, I feel you guys. I despise winter as well. So that was my outside activity. I'm gonna continue to sit on the couch and read for the rest of the day now. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Hey, it's me again. It's like an hour later. I've accomplished no reading, so this is not a reading update. This is just a cool moment update, I guess, and I'm honestly not sure if I'm even going to actually put this in the vlog or not, but I don't know. I just wanted to document it somehow. Long story short, I am friends with Rachel on Facebook. Rachel runs Second Star Book Box, and she linked a page to Book Riot because they did an article about 30 of the best book boxes out there, and she was featured on it, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I click on the article because I wanted to read it, and my face is on there twice. Like, they featured my channel on there multiple times because I didn't really plan on this happening, but I've kind of started to brand my channel as an unboxing channel. I didn't know that was the path I was gonna go down on BookTube lane, but here I am living my best unboxing life. But I don't know, I think it's kind of cool because I don't really consider myself a big booktuber at this point. Like, I definitely have gained a following, but I still don't think of myself as being known by like people other than my subscribers. So it was a really cool thing to see my face like on a website with a link to my channel. Like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but like, this is an article talking about Second Star Books, and like, that's my face right there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this at all, but I mean, I look a lot better in that picture than I do right now. But they have my channel linked for Second Star Books and for Beacon Book Box, and there's like a whole bunch of other boxes on here. In case you guys ever actually wanted a comprehensive list of really good YA book boxes, this is a good one. I'll leave it linked down in the description. But it was just kind of a really cool moment to see as a milestone in like my booktube career, so I kind of wanted to just document it. I don't know if I'll leave this in the vlog or not. I think I will because I'm kind of proud of it, but okay, that's all. I just kind of want to get on here and say that it was really cool to see like my videos and like my face on a Book Riot article. It was a moment, and I wanted to share it, so here I am. Okay, I'm gonna go like legitimately read now and get off my phone, but that's all. I just want to share that. It was a cool thing to see. Okay, bye. Okay, hey guys, so it is what is today? Wednesday, day 3 of ContemporaryAthon. I have very little to report right now, but I am going out to go feed all of the kids. Today was actually a really busy day. I had a vet appointment for x-rays for Hercules, who is my little horse, and that was this morning, and that was eventful because it's very icy out, but he's fine, by the way. It was just kind of like seeing what's going on in general as a preventative thing. But I am gonna go feed them while it's still light out, so I was gonna bring you guys so you guys can see the children at some point in this vlog, but it is ridiculously icy and loud out, so I may have to cut the sound of me like walking up to the barn, but we'll see how it goes. If not, it's gonna be like some nice crunchity crunch sounds. Okay, so let's go out to do that, and then I will come back in and give you guys an update of like actual relevant things to this vlog. How are you? You hungry? Say hi to the kids. How are you guys? You good? Do you have a good day? Are you guys hungry? You're freakishly quiet. What did you guys do? Okay, let's get you guys some food. Here's your supper. Guys, you gotta stop moving for me to put your food down. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is how everybody eats. For some reason, Merlin likes to eat on his knees. I don't know why, but that's a thing that he does. He never grew out of that. And Rue is escaping. And then I get this in the attack room because this little dude has learned that if he gets up here and he looks super adorable like he's through a jail cell, he gets cookies. Do you want some cookies? Yes, you do. And everyone else is starving for cookies. So here are some cookies for everybody. Oh, Rue learned how to jump up. There's one for you, one for Neville. Where's Napoleon? And, okay, Rue ate yours. Hold on. This is a catastrophe. There you go. One more. There you go. In case you guys didn't know, this is what my tack room looks like. Just got some hay, the basics of food and minerals and brushes and whatnot. And then children who are ignoring me now. It's nice and peaceful and quiet as they fight each other. Okay, so this is it for my barn. I just have my big horse stall converted into a little mini goat stall. They all jump up on the door like they're little beggars. But they have a nice little doghouse and mineral feeder that they can hang out with. And then we go over here to the pony, who is very busy eating all of his hay. But he is like a fluff muffin right now. He is so hairy. He is a polar bear, but he is precious. So, okay guys, have a good night. Okay, we're back inside now. But I have very little to report at this point. I read a little tiny bit of Famous in a Small Town. I read like maybe 60 pages last night. So that's a thing. I need to read today's section of Letters to the Lost, which will take me pretty far into the book, and I might just finish it out. Basically, last night consisted of me not doing anything. My fiance Randy and I decided to kind of do Valentine's Day a little bit today. He actually just left for work. He works night shifts. But we wanted to like make a nice fancy dinner for ourselves and like spend time together today. So you know what we did? This is like real life romance. We watched Shane Dawson's latest conspiracy theory video today. We've been putting it off until we had a day off together to watch it. So that's what we did. And they say romance is dead. But that's pretty much literally what my day has been. I had the vets here. I shoveled the rest of my driveway off because I'm so sick of snow and I was not shoveling the other parking spots out, so I did that. We went grocery shopping. We watched Shane's video. We made dinner. What a life I live. I know, it's enthralling. But that's an update of what today is. I probably didn't need to tell you guys any of that, but it's what I did. Now that Randy left for work, I can actually do some legitimate reading, but I do have a video that I want to edit and get up tonight, which won't actually take that long. It's a very short one, and it'll be a really quick edit, because I don't need to actually, like, import anything at all at this point, so I might work on that, and then read. To be honest, I might finish watching Sex Education on Netflix, because I did that last night. I painted my nails, and I watched Netflix last night. That's not what you're supposed to do during a readathon, but it's what I did. And if you guys haven't watched Sex Education, it's hilarious. It's a little crude, just throwing that out there. There's a lot of nudity in it, but I'm pretty far into it now. There's only 8 episodes. I'm on like episode 7 right now, but it's like getting real and shit's getting real emotional. So it was pretty heart-wrenching. So I did that last night. That's literally what I did. I hate to report that I did no reading. So that being said, I'm gonna go do all of that, procrastinate for a while, and then read before bed. Seems like a good plan. So I'll check in at that point. Hey guys, so it is Thursday, so it is day, 4 of the readathon. I do have a reading update for you guys, but I'm gonna put a clip in really fast of my morning today. Just like a little brief clip of what my daily job is like. Okay, so here we go. Hi, love. Are you the cutest? Yeah. What's that racket, huh? Are you stuck? Okay. Well, now you're close. That's fine. I don't need to breathe. It's cool. So that is my favorite cat of all time. That cat's name is Buffy. I know. What is the universe telling me right now? She is the most precious thing. She literally does that nonstop. Like, I can sit there for hours and she sits there and just rubs all over my face. And she is the softest thing I've ever touched. She's literally like petting a chinchilla. I want her so bad. If my cat tolerated cats in any capacity, she would have been home with me like months ago. But alas, Willow is a bitch. She does not do well with other cats. I've lived in a lot of houses with a bunch of other cats over the years, and she does not tolerate my attention being divided between her and anything else. So it would not go well for poor Buffy if I brought her home, so I just snuggle with her every time that I have free time at work because she's so cute. Okay, moving on to a reading update for today. I have another book completed that I can talk to you guys about. I listened through All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. Is this my second book completed? I'm losing track of time already. What's happening? I think I'm still in the middle of other stuff. Yeah, so I think this is my second book completed. This was my book that I meant to read in 2018 challenge. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is my favorite Colleen Hoover. In fact, this might actually be my least favorite one by her. I only gave it 3 stars, and that being said, 3 stars is still a valid book. Like, 3 stars still means I recommend this book to a lot of people. But in terms of it being a Colleen Hoover book, it was probably my least favorite of hers just because it was heavy. And that's not really how I should rank books, and I understand that. But I generally turn to Colleen Hoover books when I'm looking for something to get me out of a slump, something that's going to be very easy and fun and romantic. It might have dark past stories in it, but that just kind of adds to the romance. This just focused on heavy marital issues and like infertility, and basically it follows a marriage that is like crumbling. So you're seeing present day, like, and the struggles that they're going through, and you see kind of the marriage falling apart, and then you also see perspectives of when they first met and the like romance that like swept both of them off of their feet. So it switches back and forth between present day and past, and you kind of are seeing the relationship over the years and how it's evolved to this horrible point that it's at. So that being said, this was a pretty tough read. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It really gives you really good perspective on how much infertility can affect a relationship when that's something that the two of you really want as a couple, is to raise children. And if one of you doesn't have the ability, how that can really affect your view on life and your view on a long-term relationship in general. So it was hard-hitting. It was poignant. I really liked it, but it wasn't an enjoyable experience, which is not what you necessarily need from books at all times. I kind of just wanted that, though. So I liked this. This is probably not my favorite book of the readathon so far, but I'm glad that I read it, and I think it was very well written. So that's my update, I guess, for now. So this is basically my second book completed, if I'm remembering correctly, but that is my update for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is officially Sunday night. I did not film anything the past 2 days. Adult life got very much in the way of the readathon. I was still reading, and I actually legitimately had updates for you guys, but I just never had time to like sit down, pull out a camera, and talk to it. I was busy. Things were happening in my life. But this is, what time is it? It is 7 o'clock on Sunday night, so technically the readathon isn't over. I technically have until midnight. And I might actually continue to do more, but this is ultimately going to be like my wrap up, I guess. I have also like changed things around. Like I stuck really true to my TBR up until these past 2 days, and then I was like, nah, I want to read this instead. So book 1 that I completed is Heartstopper. This kind of met the challenge for read a non-traditional format book, but I also listen to a lot of audiobooks, so you can kind of vouch for that on both accounts. But this was also the Picture on the Spine challenge. This was like 5 out of 5. This was the most precious thing I have ever read. I have already gushed about this in like the previous sections of this vlog, but y'all know how freaking cute this is. This was the most precious thing I have ever read. I just couldn't handle how freaking cute this was. It was so cute. I grinned like an idiot the entire time I was reading it. It gave me all of the warm fuzzies. Like, you know when people say that and you're like, what does that mean? Read this book and you'll know what I mean. It was just so comforting and cute. Okay, so book 1 was this one. Can you guys see this? There we go. Book 1. There we go. Next book that what did I actually complete? I gotta think about this now. I guess the second one that I completed was All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I gave this one 3 stars. This was probably my least favorite Colleen Hoover book. That being said, it's still a really good book. So I have my bar set kind of high for what I expect from her books, and this was just a very different book for her. It was a very dark and emotional book compared to her other books. Not to say that her others aren't also hard-hitting, because I've read some others by her, but this one was just like the least enjoyable for me. I've already talked about it. You guys know what my thoughts are. So this, I guess, was book number 2 completed. I think. I don't remember what order I read these in at this point, but the next book that I finished was Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. I am so glad that I read this. This was probably my favorite book that I read. This book was so good. There were definitely like 2 moments, if you guys have read this, you know probably what I'm talking about, but there are 2 pivotal moments where I was just like, oh my god, what? And I didn't see it coming. I knew the concept of what this plot was, so I kind of had an idea of what I was getting into going into this, but I wasn't like planning ahead. Normally when I read books, I kind of have an idea of where the story is going. This one, I just kind of like went for it blind, and there were some moments in this that shocked me, and it was real good. This just touches on so many important things dealing with grief and the legal system and kind of coming to terms with life and death and what you're given and like the cards that you're dealt sort of situation, and it was so good. I can't wait to get to More Than We Can Tell now, just because I know it follows Rev, I think, who was like my favorite character in this book, and I heard a lot of people say that like that follows a character that they liked more than the main characters, and I agree with that. Rev was really interesting to me. He's got a solid backstory. I would love to see more about him in general, so I'm very excited that he's going to be in that. So I did complete this. This was my blurple cover, I guess. Oh, this one was my meant to read in 2018. The next book that I got to was Goodbye Days by Jeff Settner. I listened all the way through this at work again. I didn't learn my lesson with the Serpent King, but I actually didn't cry for this one. Like, it was definitely very emotional, but like there was no tragic event that just came out of nowhere and like hit me right in the heart like it did in The Serpent King. You pretty much know what you're dealing with from the very first sentence of this book. Like, you know what you're getting into, what you're going to deal with through the whole course of the story. Basically, this follows a guy whose 3 best friends have recently died in a car accident that he basically thinks that he caused because he texted the driver and wanted a reply back, and the driver replied to him, like they found his cell phone with a half-completed reply to his text message after they had like a head-on collision with a tractor trailer, and all 3 of them died. So we're following basically the remaining friend and him coming to terms with what happens, coming to terms with his involvement in it, but it also deals with some harder hitting topics. Like, it deals with homophobia, it deals with very rich, deep South cultural views and religion. It touches on a lot of things like Jeff Settner books generally do, and it's very hard-hitting and emotional, but it was not as emotional as The Serpent King was for me. For some reason, that one just hit me way harder than this one did. That being said, I still gave this 4 stars. I feel like it's still very important. It's heartbreaking. It's gripping. It's important. I already said important. Okay, so this was my dark, emotional challenge one, because let me tell you, it was dark and emotional. Next book that I completed, I kind of switched up my TBR for this one, was for the Diverse Contemporary Challenge. I just really wanted to read on the come up, and it was available as an audiobook, so I downloaded it and I listened all the way through it today at work, and it was so damn good. Okay, Angie Thomas, she is the voice that teens need right now. Like, she is, I think, in my opinion, one of the most important authors to have a voice in the YA community. She's writing for all of the kids who never really had voices in YA prior to this, and this was so good. Okay, little known fact about Chelsea here that you guys might not anticipate. I went to a school that was very similar to the school in this situation, except it was kind of reversed. Basically, what's going on in this book, we are following a black main character who is being shipped into the school to kind of provide diversity so that the school can get grants. So basically, it's not an entirely white school. So basically, they're shipping in kids from the inner city to diversify the population. So where I grew up, I was the opposite kid. I was the white kid who got shipped into an inner city school. And let me tell you, it was the best experience of my life. My school had a horrible reputation, and in fact, there were so many parallels in this book to my high school. Let me tell you, okay, this book is about a girl who does rap battles and dreams of becoming a rap star one day. My high school, going into my junior year, they banned rap battling on my campus because it was such a hindrance from, like, education. Like, they thought it was too much time wasted in the hallway. Let me tell you, rap battling is one of the most impressive and intelligent things that I've ever witnessed. If you ever see people freestyle, it's incredible. Like, I know I'm going on a tangent right now, but it takes so much talent to be able to, like, form cohesive rhymes and beats off the tip of your tongue. Like, as words are already coming out of your mouth, you need to be thinking of the next line. It's so impressive. And this entire book was about it. It was so good. And also, while this one doesn't have as much of, like, a serious impact like The Hate U Give does, because I feel like that was such a vital Black Lives Matter movement book, this one still touches on racial issues that are very present in middle and high school that teens have to deal with when it comes to racial profiling and things of that nature. So again, while this book has a lighter subject matter because we're following kind of her dream of becoming a rapper, it's still touching on all of the issues that these kids face in public. It was so good. I gave it 4 stars. I didn't think it was as amazing as her first book, but God, it was so good. She's gonna be an author that is going to be a #1 bestseller forever. That's how her books are. They're just vital. They're important. I'm so glad I read it. So this was my diverse read that I just randomly switched out. And as I'm filming this, I am kind of starting or in the middle of 2 other books. So I haven't made much progress on Famous in a Small Town. This was my most recently acquired challenge. Technically, I could actually switch it to this because I got this in my February book of the month right before ContemporaryAthon started. So this one can count for it. I just happened to choose this one because I wanted to read it because I felt like all of these were really hard-hitting books and I wanted some fluff mixed in. I think this one's too fluffy for me. I just wasn't in the mood for it. Like, it wasn't holding my attention. I am like, how far am I now? I'm like 70 pages in. I still couldn't tell you much about this book. I still technically have time. Like I said, it's only like 7 o'clock right now, so I am actually planning on taking a bath, and maybe I'll bring this and read it and make progress, but for the sake of the wrap-up in this video, I'm gonna say I technically didn't complete this, but I made some progress. Also, randomly just started listening to Darius the Great Is Not Okay today while I was at work, so I'm about halfway through that. That's by Adib Khorram. Also really good. Probably gonna fit that in for ContemporaryAthon, but I probably won't finish it today. So I have like 2 books that I'm started, but not completed. But these are my completed books. I've got 5 here and 2 somewhat completed. So that's going to kind of wrap up my ContemporaryAthon vlog. I might update, possibly, probably not. I'm not going to update beyond this point, but that's going to be it for this vlog. I hope you guys also had a very successful ContemporaryAthon round 4. It has been a blast, and I will see you guys in my next video.